everyone, we are Group 4, and today we are going to talk about a very central theme in the history. Hello everyone, we are Group 4, and today we are going to talk about a very central theme in the history of philosophy, classical epistemology. Epistemology is about what knowledge is, and how we know that what we know. It sounds a bit abstract, but in fact, it concerns each of our ways of thinking, the source of our beliefs, and even influences the development of science and modern thought. Classical epistemology originated in ancient Greece and was humanity's first step in exploring the nature of knowledge. Philosophy posed a seemingly simple yet profoundly deep question: how can we be sure that we truly know something? From Socrates and Plato to Aristotle, they continuously questioned, what is the difference between knowledge and belief? Which is more trustworthy, our reason, our sense, or our experience? This kind of thinking later evolved into one of the most important discussions in the history of philosophy and profoundly influenced the scientific and rational thought of the Enlightenment. To discuss epistemology, we must first answer a fundamental question: what is knowledge? The earliest classic answer to this question comes from Plato. He famously defined knowledge as justified true belief. In other words, a person can only say they know something if three conditions are met simultaneously. First, the belief must be true. Second, they must believe it. Finally, they must have reasons or evidence to support this belief. For example, if you believe it will snow today, and it does snow, but if you only coincidentally guessed right, that doesn't constitute knowledge, because it lacks a reasonable reason. Plato's definition has had a profound impact on the history of philosophy, but in the 20th century, the philosopher Gaitill raised the famous Gaitill problem, pointing out that justified true belief doesn't always constitute knowledge. While this goes beyond the scope of classical period, it illustrated that Plato's definition remains a core starting point for epistemological discussions. One of the most important debates in classical epistemology is the position between rationalism and empiricism. Rationalists such as Descartes and Leibniz believe that knowledge primarily arises from reason and logical thinking. They believe that humans are born with certain innate ideas, such as mathematical truths and logical principles, which can be recognized without relying on sensory experience. Empiricalists such as Locke and Hume argue that knowledge originates from experience. Locke said, "The mind is at birth like a blank slate, and all our knowledge is acquired through observation, feeling, and reflection." Hume went further, pointing out that what we call causality is actually just a habitual association, not a rational necessity. Rationalism emphasizes a priori knowledge, while empiricism emphasizes a posteriori knowledge. This debate spanned the entire Enlightenment, laying the foundation for scientific methods and modern thinking. Besides the question of where does knowledge come from, classical philosophers faced another challenge: can we truly know anything? This is a problem of skepticism. As early as ancient Greece, the philosopher Pyrrho questioned, if our senses can deceive us and reason can also err, can we acquire certain knowledge? In modern times, Descartes proposed the famous concept of systematic skepticism. He decided to doubt everything that could be doubted, until he found an unquestionable truth. Ultimately, he arrived at the most famous conclusion in the history of philosophy: I think, therefore I am. This became the cornerstone of rationalism. Even if everything can be doubted, thought itself demonstrates I'm thinking, and thinking proves my existence. Classical epistemology is not merely a history by philosophers thousands of years ago. In short, classical epistemology is not merely a branch of philosophy, it's the starting point for human rational exploration. From Plato's justified true beliefs, to Descartes' I think, therefore I am, and then to the debate between rationalism and empiricism. These ideas collectively construct the framework for our understanding of the world. Classical epistemology reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge is an eternal human journey.